Welcome to Good Tools, Best Tools, or Best Tools, Good Tools, whatever it's called. My name is Frank Macaluso from Garageaholic, and today we are going to be talking about the tubing beader. This thing allows you to create a bead into any tube, steel, aluminum, and copper. I don't think you can do brass, but whatever. Aluminum is what we're going to use today as an example. We're going to talk about the lower radiator hose on my E30 N54 swap, and we're going to be making a custom tube. But when we cut a tube, we have an abrasive cut-off end that's not very conducive to maintaining good preventative for leakage in your radiator system. So we need to bead that tube. The bead allows a little hump in the tube to prevent the backflow of coolant in the event of high pressure, right? So the bead acts as a backflow preventer, almost like a check valve. Not really, but whatever. Let's talk about the tool, how to use it, and how it's going to benefit me and you when you do custom prototyping and fabrication for your engine swaps. So this is our subject today. This is an aluminum tube. It's 1.5 inch diameter, and it's got what's called a bead on both sides. Now the bead is really good because when you put your tube over your coolant tube over this, you want to put literally your hose clamp right on the opposite side of that bead. When you do that, you ensure that the hump of this bead is making the seal with the tube. It makes a really nice tight contact surface, and it prevents any type of leakage from happening. If you just cut this tube and slip your coolant hose over that and then tighten it, there's a higher chance of having a leak. So we want to be able to cut any tube we want to any size and bead it. And I think I got it figured out. That right there is the location of the lower radiator hose. This guy is a, I don't know, 135 degree cut. This guy has been cut down to length. This guy's gonna end up going basically right like that. And you can see very clearly that all I need is something to replicate there with that tube into here. So this here is your Jegs tubing bender. The way that it works is the bottom part does the tubing bending. It creates the bead, not the bending, but a bead. And the upper end is the female mirror image of that so that the bead can be made with the room to expand the tube and the metal. This bottom piece here actually sits into any vise or clamp, and I'll show you how to do that. This guy here is your crank. There's a crank handle right there, and the handle goes on and it cranks, and when you do the cranking, there's a gear mechanism inside of there that spins both of the large and the small diameter at the same time, and this screw on the top actually brings the larger diameter tube, the female, up and down as you put pressure on it. You want to start off with low pressure, and then as you continue to make your revolutions, you want to use higher and higher pressure until you get the bead quality that you like, because you can do different various depths of bead. Put the tool in. So we want to make sure that we have room for the crank on this side. We put the tube in on this side. Although, maybe I'll put it up higher, like that. Just like that. Let's see if that allows me. Good, so now I can get the whole piece in there without having any interference. Let's install the crank. Got clearance. And now let's bead. Want to back this up first to bring this larger diameter up, put it flat on the surface, bring it down. As you're bringing it down, just a little bit of pressure, right? So this is a pretty tight radius bend. So as I'm spinning it, it's going to want to push out. You have to keep maintaining pressure on this as you're creating that bead. So let me show you. One hand is turning, a little bit more. One hand is turning as the other one is keeping constant pressure. All right, so it's not perfect, but the bead is there. Now let's do the other side. So the two beads that I made, what I realized is that you need to have a certain distance before you start creating a radius of a turn of any tube, because a larger diameter disc, the female version, is not going to be able to accommodate for that twist and bend. So you need to have a certain distance before you actually have your radius so that it's a straight tube that it's actually beading. So not ideal, not bad actually. I mean the quality of these beads are good for a straight tube. All right guys, so that's just about it on the Jegs tubing beater. It's an awesome tool to have in your garage. If you are a prototyper and you like to do custom tubing lines, coolant lines on any type of engine swap, or even for your house, if you want to just take a copper tube and cut it and bead it, you can do that. It's actually really easy, really great tool. At 120 bucks, you really can't go wrong to have something as versatile as this. Guys, thank you so much for watching Best Tools, Good Tools. My name is Frank Macaluso from Garageaholic, and please tell your friends, comment, like, subscribe. Please consider subscribing, guys. I got some great content on this channel, and I hope you enjoy it. Hope you learned something. Guys, I am out of here. Later.